On March 3rd of 2015, the House Benghazi Committee told Hillary Clinton to hand over all her emails. And yet one day later, we now know on March 4th, 2015, Clinton's lawyer Cheryl Mills sent this email to her campaign chairman, John Podesta, quote, "Think we should hold emails to and from POTUS," that would be the president. "That's the heart of his executive privilege. We could get them to ask for that. They may not care, but I think they will."
Mr. President, when did you first learn that Hillary Clinton used an email system outside the U.S. government for official business while she was Secretary of State?
At the same time, everybody else learned it through news reports.
It was a commitment with your tax dollars that ended up with the worst kind of return. $535 million for a California solar energy startup, Solyndra, by the Obama administration.
I'm not sure of the exact date, but I probably heard about Fast and Furious for the first time over the last few weeks.
These emails and memos specifically mention Fast and Furious.
They mention Fast and Furious, but do they mention gun walking in Fast
Yes,
and Furious?
they do.
No,
That's my point.
I'd like to see those. Those I would like to see.
We got them from you.
Shovel-ready transportation projects already approved in Colorado, which are beginning to create jobs.
Shovels are breaking ground and cranes dot the sky.
Shovels will soon be moving earth.
Are shovel-ready. Shovel-ready projects. Shovel-ready projects. We are seeing shovels hit the ground.
Shovel-ready was not as shovel-ready as we expected.
A hateful video, spontaneous protest, spontaneous, not a premeditated, began outside of our consulate in Benghazi in reaction to this very offensive video. It had nothing to do with the United States government or U.S. policy. It's approximately a reaction to this video.
Awful internet video.
It is in response to a video.
It was a crude and disgusting video.
And as offensive as this video was,
I can say, trying to be in the middle of this and understanding what was going on, nothing could be further from the truth.
Your experts knew the truth. Your spokesperson knew the truth. Greg Hicks knew the truth. But what troubles me more is I think you knew the truth. I want to show you a few things here. You're looking at an email you sent to your family. Here's what you said. At 11 o'clock that night, approximately 1 hour after you told the American people it was a video, you say to your family, 2 officers were killed today in Benghazi by an Al-Qaeda-like group. On the night of the attack, you had a call with the president of Libya. Here's what you said to him. Ansar al-Sharia is claiming responsibility. The next day, within 24 hours, you had a conversation with the Egyptian prime minister. You told him this. We know, not we think, not it might be, we know the attack in Libya had nothing to do with the film. It was a planned attack, not a protest. State Department experts knew the truth. You knew the truth. That's not what the American people got.
The fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
If you like your private health insurance plan, you can keep
Said this once or twice, but it bears like your health care plan.
if you're happy with what you got,
You will keep
your
plan.
current insurance. You like your doc.
Keep your doc. Keep your plan. If you like your plan, keep your plan.
$500 lower premiums for the typical family.
Lower your premiums by $2,500. $2,500.
Lower your premiums. You'll lower premiums for the typical.
The American voter is too stupid to understand the difference.
The things I'm the most proud of were the more serious speeches, I think. Healthcare, economic speeches, and I think
Lovett wrote the line about if you like your insurance, you can keep it.
How dare you? Huge impact. And you know what? It's so true.
Well, that's alright, because I love the way you lie. I love the way you lie.
Well, let me take the IRS situation first. I first learned about it from the same news reports that I think most people learned about this.
I have not done anything wrong.
We have enough evidence of her wrongdoing that we want to review every email that she has sent or received. That's reasonable to do when you have someone who takes the fifth.
Unfortunately, the news is not good. The sectors on the hard drive were bad, which made your data unrecoverable. I am very sorry. Everyone involved tried their best.
These kinds of things keep on surfacing, in part because you and your TV station will promote them.
We're talking about the way they singled out conservative groups, and ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl is tracking the fast-moving developments tonight.
You're saying no corruption?
No.
None?
No, there were some boneheaded decisions out of a
but no
local
mass
office.
corruption?
Not even mass corruption, not even a smidgen of corruption.
Okay.
But ABC News has obtained documents showing other IRS offices around the country were involved, including 2 in California and the headquarters in Washington, D.C.
As the actual hard drive, after it was determined that it was dysfunctional and that with experts no emails could be retrieved, was recycled and destroyed in the normal process.
So was it physically destroyed?
That's my understanding.
I don't believe you. This is incredible.
I have a long career. That's the first time anybody has said that you're not believing.
I don't believe you.
That's fine. We can have a disagreement. I don't think an apology is owed.
Let him prove that he has paid taxes, because he hasn't. Oh, I don't regret that at all.
People have even called it McCarthyite.
Well, they call it whatever they want. Romney didn't win, did he?
With regard to the transfer of Taliban detainees from Guantanamo Bay, the United States has not made the decision to do that. As we have long said, however, we would not make any decisions about transfer of any detainees without consulting with Congress and without doing so in accordance with U.S. law.
Well, this is a joyous day. We're committed to bringing every American taken on the battlefield back. Sergeant Bergdahl wasn't simply a hostage. He was an American prisoner of war, captured on the battlefield. Do our utmost to bring back our men and women who were taken in battle. That we would not do our utmost to bring our prisoners of war home, an American prisoner of war. We must do our best to bring him or her back.
At this time, we've made no decisions about the transfer of detainees, and in accordance with law, we would be consulting with Congress should we make any decisions about that.
What we had to do and what we did do, consistent with the President's constitutional authority as Commander-in-Chief, is prioritize the health of Sergeant Bergdahl. We had reason to be concerned that this was an urgent and acute situation, that his life could have been at risk. We did not have 30 days to wait.
We saw an opportunity and we took it, and I make no apologies for it. It was a unanimous decision among my principals in my government.
The U.S. Army Forces Command has thoroughly reviewed the Army's investigation surrounding Sergeant Robert Beaudry Bergdahl's 2009 disappearance in Afghanistan and formally charged Sergeant Bergdahl under the Armed Forces Uniform Code of Military Justice on March 25, 2015, with desertion, with intent to shirk important or hazardous duty, and misbehavior before the enemy by endangering the safety of a command, unit, or place.
We have no illusions about the Iranian government, the Revolutionary Guard, and the Quds Force. Iran supports terrorist organizations like Hezbollah. It supports proxy groups that threaten our interests, including proxy groups who killed our troops in Iraq. But Iran has been engaged in these activities for decades. They engaged in them before sanctions and while sanctions were in place. The truth is that Iran has always found a way to fund these efforts. The ruling regime is dangerous and it is repressive. We will have a lot of differences with the Iranian regime. Just because Iranian hardliners chant death to America does not mean that that's what all Iranians believe. It's those hardliners chanting death to America who've been most opposed to the deal. They're making common cause with the Republican caucus. I've had to make a lot of tough calls as president. But whether or not this deal is good for American security is not one of those calls. It's not even close.
There have been questions about my email. You know, I used a single account for convenience.
And she also used numerous mobile devices.
The server,
several different servers.
Everything that could be in any way connected to work is now in the possession of the State Department.
With respect to the thousands of emails we found that were not among those produced to the State Department.
I did not send classified material and I did not receive any material that was marked or designated classified. Facts are pretty clear. I did not send nor receive anything that was classified at the time.
Nothing I sent was marked classified or that I received was marked classified. There was never any material marked classified that was sent or received.
Contained information that was top secret, contained secret information, classified information, found information that was properly classified as secret by the U.S. intelligence community. It's concerned matters that were classified at the top secret special access program at the time they were sent and received.
I will reiterate, because it's a fact, nothing I sent or received was marked classified.
Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. To be clear, this is not to suggest that in similar circumstances, a person who engaged in this activity would face no consequences. To the contrary, those individuals are often subject to security or administrative sanctions, but that's not what we're deciding now.
Just gonna stand there and hear me cry. Well, that's alright, because I love the way you lie. I love the way you lie.
But one thing I can promise you this: I will always tell you the truth.